Hi all, it's Froggy Friday. I have got 3 wise froggies. Now I didn't pay attention when I bought this, and I kind of thought there'd be 3 separate ones. I just saw it, threw it in the basket, and that's the end of that. So I'm going to do this because I want them all to be slightly different colour-wise. I'm going to do it in Aqua Resin. I'm going to move the mould slightly to the side. I have got 350 grams of Aqua Resin powder, and that would mean 105 grams of water, but having a few issues because of the heat. So I've got 120 grams here. Bring it all in. If you saw the last attempt at doing anything with Aqua Resin, you know that I had a few issues with my whisk. I'm just sticking with the spatula this time. Right, now that's better than last time, much sloppier. But again, it is very, very hot today. I mean, we're in the middle of September, and I'd kind of expected that it would have started cooling down by now, but nope, it has not. Right, so slightly raise this so I can get underneath it. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep you on in shot and pour this at the same time. I'm just banging the camera and getting in the way. See, it's starting to thicken up already, and it's been like 2 minutes, if that. But before I go any further, I'm going to give this a good bang and a good squish. I don't want to have too many bubbles to repair. Quite a few bubbles rising already. I can't wait too long before topping this up, because otherwise it'll just set in the bowl. And I don't. Nobody needs that. Mixed up too much, but not by an awful lot. I've got another mould that I'm topping up with leftovers every now and again, so let's give this another good bounce. Again, you see quite a lot of bubbles rising, so okay, let's get this topped up and get the rest into another mould before it sets. And we are there. I will keep wiggling for a little while, and I will be back in about an hour when this is ready to come out of the mould. See you in a sec. This is ready to come out of the mould. It's still a bit warm, but that's okay. Just going to see how bubbly it is for a start. Okay, I've got a few little bits that I need to patch up here and there. But overall, it's actually not too bad. A few in the toes as well. A little bit of overspill that I'll need to clean up. But to get it at the right stage, most of it you can just kind of pick off and then just sand the rest down. So I'm going to put this over there to dry, and I'll stand it on a cake cooling rack so the airflow gets underneath as well. And then I will be back so we can move on to the next stage. See you in a bit. Well, we're ready to start painting. I've sanded down the bottom. I tidied up as much as I could. I did fill in most of the holes, but when I sanded them, the bits of air dry clay that I'd put in there actually popped out again. So, oh ham and all that. So I want to do first coat in the dark green, but I want to kind of water it down a lot. I want it to be more of a kind of a thin wash than, oh, you'll see what I mean. Maybe you'll see what I mean. There, that's not thin enough. Let us begin. That's kind of what I was looking for. I haven't sealed this because I want it to be kind of slightly streaky and I want the paint to soak in. I'd like to give it some kind of definition rather than being all one colour. Frogs just aren't, are they? Because I haven't sealed this, it will soak in quite quickly and it should dry in a reasonably short space of time so that I can crack on with the next layer. And of course, not all frogs are created equal, so they should be slightly different tones as well, hopefully. I'm hoping that you can see what I'm doing because I am actually sitting down. Having a bad back day today, but I don't have time to wait because I'm catching a plane at stupid o'clock tomorrow morning. And I won't be back until late on Thursday evening, which means that if I don't do this now, there will be no Froggy Friday this week. And that would make me sad. Well, there'll still be a Froggy Friday, but I won't be part of it, obviously. Right, so I'm going to give that a few minutes to settle in, dry off, whatever it needs to do. Check that I've got everything covered. Clean this up, and I'll be back in a sec. Well, I think this is dry enough now to carry on. And I'm going to go in with a bit of this ochre for stomachs. I'm going to do similar. I'm going to water the paint down. I don't want it to be too, oh, whatever the word is. I don't want the lines to be too sharp. I'm going to try and keep it in shot. I don't know whether I managed or not last time, but we'll soon find out. I'm hoping to get this edited this evening. Not too thick. Needs more water in there. See if I can wipe some of that off. Looks better already. Right, so more watery. Much more watery. It's not soaking in very well now because, yeah, this time I've gone too watery. Oh. Wondering whether I should just use a sponge to dab it on instead to avoid those sharp lines. I'll let that soak in a little before I wipe it off. And the same here. I'm going to dab it on. Some of this off with the brush. That looks better. More blended. That's the word I was looking for, I think. Who knows? I might be making this up as I go along. I think that's better. Just dab it a little bit. Get the thicker blobs of paint off. Oops, missed a bit. So again, I'm going to let this dry off. Clean up my mess. I put far too much paint in there, but then I usually do. And I will be back again in just a tick. Right, this is dry-ish. Dry enough. I'm going to put a couple of little highlights on there. So I'm going to go with this emerald green. And I'm going to try and avoid making the same mistakes that I've made so many times already. I'm just dipping the brush into the lid and leaving just a tiny, tiny amount on the brush. And just kind of flick it here and there. Don't even know if this is going to show up, to be honest. Kind of knees and elbows, across the nose. Maybe down the toes too. No, honestly, I don't think this is showing up, but it may do. Just dabbing here, there, and everywhere. Just to get a little colour contrast in there, and I don't think I'm getting any, to be honest, but problem that I have is I will go too far, and then it'll be nothing but this. I know this from previous experience. I think I should leave it at that because I'm just going to mess it up if I keep going. And the tops of the eyes just a little bit. Right. Yeah, you can kind of see it in places, but like I said, I don't want to go too far. Right. So, the next plan in the water pot. He needs eyes. And obviously I'm going to use white acrylic paint pen for that because I don't think I can get my hands steady enough. I'm already making a mess. Can't even colour inside the lines. This one's would be difficult to get to, wouldn't it? But the eyes will need a couple of coats, but I'll get the first one on to show you. Right, that's the first coat on the eyes. I will be back very shortly to show you what I'm doing next. See you soon. Right, we're on the home stretch. Now I've decided that's not quite yellow enough. So rather than use a brush, I'm just going to dab a little bit on my fingers and just give it a couple of highlights here and there. I don't even know if this is going to show up, but it dried on my finger. I think it's showing. Who knows? Just a little bit here and there. Get that wiped off my fingers because I've got something else. Oh, this is where I may destroy the whole thing because I've got this UV neon face and body paint. Yet another Timu. And I'm going to do a little touch here and there. Kind of try and blend it a little bit. I need to get some kind of like sponge brushes to do this kind of thing, I think. I don't know. Because I put it on so thinly, it may not glow anyway, but we'll find out very, very soon. Because I also have a green one. And just going to put coming up with this one. Just going to put a tiny little blob in there, because I'm not going to need much. What I want to do is using this very fine brush, if I can stop my hand shaking, I am just going to very, very carefully highlight across the top of his eyes. Now this doesn't glow in the dark, it is purely under UV light that it'll glow. I may need more than one coat, but we'll find out. We'll find out together. And do I carry on and go even further and risk making a mess? And I think I am going to risk it. So I'm just going to line the toes. And the question now is, do I just leave it at that, or do I carry on? I think I'm going to put a slightly thicker layer on the eyelid. And I just put my finger in it, so that's pulling it off there. Right. Let us just get my little UV torch and see. Well, hey, I got some of the yellow on the underside of the arm. I think it actually looks quite cool. Maybe not the best idea I ever had, but you can't see it without a UV light anyway because it doesn't glow in the dark. So that's something to be grateful for, I suppose. So I think I'm going to leave it there before I really mess up. And I am going to get you some photos. Don't forget, check out the Froggy Friday playlist. Give us a thumbs up. I really appreciate all my subscribers. If you're not already subscribed, please do. It does help my channel out a massive amount and it doesn't cost you anything. And I will see you for the next one. Bye.